Globalization. It is a process where people, businesses, and governments around the world become more connected. Some benefits of globalization are: the emergence of a single global market has meant that UK companies are no longer competing with just other companies in the UK, but also companies all over the world. They can access more consumers and have more growth opportunities, but they can also face more competition. UK businesses can import cheaply from other countries, where rent or labour costs may be lower. This may enable the business to cut costs and increase profits. UK businesses generally have a skilled workforce of engineers, and they invest heavily in product design to compete globally through superior designs. UK businesses have a reputation for offering high quality products. They compete with countries like China, who have a reputation for competing solely on price by offering quality at reasonable prices. Drawbacks. A global market has created higher levels of competition. More competition usually has a negative effect on profits. If a business charges a higher price, customers just buy competitors' products instead. Businesses may become more dependent on the state, the economy in foreign countries. If there is a recession in other countries, this may affect the sales of a UK business. There are ethical issues involving the working conditions in developing countries. For example, some UK businesses outsource labour to many developing countries in places like sweatshops. More foreign companies have taken advantage of the fact that there are higher wages in the UK. This means that UK companies are less able to compete on price. While this is good for consumers, it isn't good for the profits of UK businesses. Exchange rate. Exchange rate is the value of one currency in terms of the other. For example, £1 is worth around $1.4 US. Exchange rate can fluctuate regularly. This can have implications for UK businesses that buy and sell goods in other countries. Whenever a UK company wants to sell a good in another country, they sell it in another currency. A Rolls-Royce car sold in the United States will be bought by a consumer in the United States in a price quoted in US dollars. A strong pound means that the pound can buy a lot of another currency. A weak pound is when the pound cannot buy a lot of another currency relative to what it could purchase when the pound was stronger. A weak pound is bad for importers. When paying for a good in another currency, the business will have to pay more pounds to get the exact same product. If a UK business was importing raw materials for production, the cost of these raw materials would rise. This would have a negative effect on profit. The UK business would either have to raise their price to cover the increase in costs, which would lead to fewer sales, or it would make less profit. A business sells a tennis ball for £1. If the exchange rate for dollars is $1.5 to £1, a tennis ball would cost $1.5 in the US. If the pound was weaker, at $1.25 US, a tennis ball would only cost $1.25 in the US. This would make it more attractive to US customers who would buy UK tennis balls. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and enjoyed it.